guys, darlings. Welcome to my sector of the universe. This is Jess with Capella Wellness, here to help you step into your truth and star into your power. For those of you who've never been here before, welcome. Thank you so much for being here for the first time. I'm so glad you're here. For those of you who are returning for another weekly, thank you for rejoining me for another one of these readings. And to those of my who are my subscribers, thank you so very much for your love, your loyalty, and support. It means the world to me. I am forever grateful to each and every one of you. I want to mention that I have my first Capella class. People usually call them master classes, but I wanted to do something different and call it a Capella class on reintegrating the divine feminine. I have 3 different sessions for those. If you want more information, you can stick around to the end of the reading, or you can check out the description box below on more information about what that entails and how to book it and the dates and times and things like that. Also, if you would like a personal reading with me or a coaching session, that information is in the description box below. All right. I wish you guys a wonderful, beautiful, motivational, inspiring week, and I wish you a happy Valentine's Day. With that being said, let's get into your reading. Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly reading. How's it going? I hope everything is fantastic with you. I wish you a wonderful week and many, many blessings. Much, much love, as I always do. All right, Capricorn. If you've never been here before, what we're going to do is we're going to see what your overall theme is for this week, what you need to focus on and what you need to avoid for your spiritual growth. Stick around to the end so you can see what is coming to you with regards to love. What other guidance Spirit has for you. And we're going to see what the full moon in Leo is bringing you, which occurs on February 16th. That is also when Mars and Venus are exactly conjunct at 16 degrees of your sign. Could be quite significant for some of you. All right, Cappies, let's see what your overall theme is for this week. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Syrians, please reveal to us for our highest good. What is the overall theme for Capricorn? Please and thank you. Remember to check your moon, rising, your Venus, and your North Node signs. Apparently, Spirit saying there are some other messages that are for you there. Remember, not everything will resonate. There's some people where the whole thing resonates. I've seen that in my comments, which is kind of scary, but it does happen. But most of you know how this works already. But Spirit's like there's some other messages in your other signs that they want you to check to get more of a bigger picture. All right. It looks like, okay. No. Spirit's really thinking about this one. I did the same thing with Virgos. Oh, I haven't seen these. Well, I haven't seen the bottom of the deck yet. Creativity. It's time to step into your Empress energy here, Capricorn, and start being creative. I'm seeing 3 of Pentacles with this. The Empress energy. Start creating things for the greater good of humanity. The world is your oyster. You have unlimited potential. Some of you are very creative with certain things. Some of you might be a little bit too practical with stuff, and that's kind of like earth energy, right? So, some of you need to start tapping more into your God-given talents and start creating things, for birthing new things into the world for the greater good humanity, for others to benefit from your talents, your gifts. This also talks about you getting creative with how your day plays out. Let's say something doesn't go right, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna find a way to turn this around. That's creativity, right? Do something differently about it. Put a little bit more fun into it. Instead of using black and white paint, put some color in there. All right. Throw something in there that may be unexpected, or do something differently, especially if like a monkey wrench gets thrown into your world, into your life, into your day, Capricorn. Use that as a tool and put it in your toolbox. Instead of like having it wreak havoc in your life, get creative with the monkey wrench. Start utilizing it to go build the bike. And that's like a metaphoric bike, not a real one, but I think you know what I mean. Okay. So instead of, dealing with things that don't go well, or, things that just don't seem very pleasant, you have the ability to do something different about it. It's like the magician energy. You are the alchemist. Your thoughts create your reality, right? Get creative with it when it comes to creating your reality. Do something different. Do something you've never done before. What lights you up? What ignites your passion? It's like Ace of Wands, Three of Pentacles. Start doing things differently. Again, do something you've never done before. If your day-to-day is so mundane and it's so routine and you're bored out of your mind, that's on you. Honestly, Capricorn, and I love you guys, but it's time for you to do something different. Okay? It's time to do something different. And yes, maybe some of in Capricorn, you guys are like, I got to do this work and I got to have routines and it's got to be this way or something like that. You get into these habits, but that actually ends up getting yourself into some sort of complacency, and there's no inner child playfulness going on. We can't work all day, right? Work all day and no play makes Johnny a dull boy, whatever that heck that phrase is. Okay. So some of you need to release control because you want things to be predictable. Honestly, Capricorn, in a lot of cases, that creates a lot of boredom. There's no excitement there. Some of you do not like surprises. Some of you do not like the unexpected. But here's the thing. God likes to shock and awe us. He likes to surprise us. And sometimes these surprises might come out of nowhere and you're like, oh my God, it just messed up my day. Maybe it had to happen because God's trying to intervene to quote unquote mess up your day. To get you to say, hey, Capricorn, you've been working too much. You're not having any fun. When you don't tap into your inner child, that decreases your vibration, believe it or not. God needs you to be in a highly vibrational state. It helps with your health. It helps with stress. It helps to bring more peace into your life. More joy, more bliss. Then you start to attract more of that stuff, right? So stop doing the same thing over and over. I'm seeing like Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. And start setting boundaries. And saying, you know what? I am going to take a day off. I'm going to go to the spa. I'm going to give myself a mini vacation. I am going to do more time. And maybe some of you, there's music here. Writing music, playing music, singing music. Something of the arts. Something you draw. You like to decorate. Whatever this is. You guys know what your creative talents are. What you like to do. And if it's not that, tell yourself, you know what, Capricorn? It's time to do more of me. You got kids, go get a babysitter. Maybe you need to go out more dates with your spouse. Maybe you need to spend more time with friends, with siblings, okay? If you've got family around or something like that. Hold on, guys, I gotta sneeze. Phew. I've been doing this all week with the readings. I don't know what's going on. What can you do differently? What can you loosen the reins in a little bit? What in your schedule can you just put in the back burner that's not pressing, that you don't really have to do? Okay? Think outside the box. Don't think in the box, because some of you have been in the box for way too long. And when you are in a box, there's four corners. There's only so many times you could be visiting those four corners of that box. Capricorn. Okay? Get out of it. Some of you need to be more creative with what's in the box. But what I'm hearing from Spirit is that you got to get out of the box. Okay? Release expectations to things. You guys are a fixed sign. It's like, let yourself just go with the flow. See where the wind takes you. Maybe go driving one day and say, you know what? I'm just going to drive out there. Use your intuition to tell you what turn to take. That might be a little bit overly adventurous for some of you, but that's really stepping out of your comfort zone for some of you, isn't it? Some of you need to do that. Watch what happens. You will start to see the world in a completely different light. And then it gives you more of a sense of freedom, and you're not going to be afraid of something happening or not happening. You're going to start to really release control of having everything done according to your standards, according to your expectations, because you're afraid of something going wrong, or you're afraid that if you go off of your routine or something like that, that something's going to fall by the wayside. You're keeping yourself in that box. There's no freedom there when you... It's like Saturn is really controlling you here, and you guys are ruled by Saturn. You got to be more Aquarian, more Uranus energy, all right? Be a little bit of a rebel, the Fool card, the freedom, being carefree, being spontaneous, and saying, you know what? I've been itching to do this. Like, F it, I'm going to go do it, okay? I'm going to go take this day off. I'm going to go call that babysitter. I'm going to go call up a friend or a sibling or a coworker that I really gel with, and we're just going to go have like a fun day or whatever. I heard Dave & Buster's. I don't know, maybe somebody like who's been wanting to go to Dave & Buster's, just go do it. Okay? Something like that. And if this has to do with your, like, a relationship that you're in, and it's been just like the same old, you got to bring some vitality into that. I mean, that relationship's going to get very stagnant. I mean, God didn't say that husband and wife had to be doing the same things over and over and over again and be bored out of their damn minds. Where does it say that? Right? God's got a sense of humor. God gave us that inner child to be playful and have fun. Do things that you used to do as a kid. Go and do kid things with your spouse or something like that, or your person if you're in a relationship. Again, do things differently. You're going to start to maybe acquire different habits, more adventures, not acquire adventures, but you're going to start to see things that you probably didn't think you were going to like, and you're going to love it, and you want to do more of it, things like that. Go have fun. And if you don't have to go somewhere, figure out something within the house to do. Maybe have a dinner together, and I don't know. I don't know where this is coming from. Maybe try to play dress up and act like, you know, it's like a president, the first lady, or, you know, have a dinner where maybe you were at medieval times and you're eating with your hands or something funny like that. I don't know where this is coming from, guys, but I'm laughing. My guys are laughing because they're telling me what to say. Stuff like that. Go out in your backyard, throw out a blanket and have a picnic there. Go find a different place to have a family dinner. I don't know, guys. Like you got to use your own creativity. I can't give you all the answers. Okay? Go do things differently. Oh my God. I just channeled something that's nuts. Wow. My guys are amazing. Do things differently, guys. Okay. Boundaries. Like some of you guys have these things with boundaries. Okay. Yes, you have to set them, but at other times, if you're controlling your life by setting these boundaries for yourself, I can't do this. I have to be asleep at this hour. I have to wake up at this hour. I have to not do this at this time. I have to get my kid in bed at this time. And I get that they're routines, okay? But here's the thing. Sometimes we got to loosen or erase some of those boundaries for a little bit and allow ourselves to be free and spontaneous and live life. Life was not meant to be worked night and day and to be sitting there, or even with your spouse and doing the same thing over and over and over again, even with your kids or whatever this is. Go have some fun. Let go of the need to be setting boundaries for every single thing, Capricorn. And some of you, I know, this is a little bit challenging because it's like, no, it has to be done this way or this, and that. Is that what God told you? Or did society tell you that? And some of you do need to set boundaries with other people, especially if you're overcommitting yourself, and say no. It's time to say no, Capricorn, to the things that you know are not for your highest good, especially if it's not for you, it's not your downtime. Set the healthy boundaries in place, not the unhealthy ones. All right? And if somebody is behaving in a way that is just not in alignment with really who you are or your truth, set those boundaries. Again, say no or speak up. Speak your truth. Queen of Swords, okay? But come from a place of love. You know? If you keep doing the same routines and you're dealing with somebody where it's like, well, I have to do this and there's something unpleasant that is surrounding those routines, set those boundaries. There's something here where you need to say something to somebody because they could be interfering with your work-life balance. They could be interfering with what you really want to do. Okay? Maybe if you're in a relationship already, and if one person is not pulling their weight or something, or they get to do what they want to do, but when it comes to doing what you want to do, that they can't support you with that. No, that is not a harmonious relationship. That's got to change. There has to be equal give and take here. And if there's something that you want to do, let's say you want to go on a vacation, but you're used to going on vacation with some people or somebody, and you're not used to going alone. And let's say you ask a friend or something, let's go here. Oh, no, I can't. And then you're like, well, I'm not going then. Go anyway. Do you know how many times I went to Vegas by myself and people thought I was crazy? And I always had, I had an issue before with traveling alone or going to fun places alone. Do you know how liberating that was? I even went to a show. It was, and I'm going to be honest here, it was one of the female shows, right? And I was the only single person there. And of course, I'm female. And people were like, you're here by yourself? Even the people scanning the tickets. I said, yeah. I wanted to do something different. I want to step out of my comfort zone. So I went to a female stripper show by myself. And people thought I lost my mind. But it was the most gratifying thing ever. Why? Because it was different. I stepped out of the box, okay? And I have a very awesome picture with all of them. I was the only one that got a picture with all the women. They were all dressed, obviously. They even gave me like a free gift. I got all their autographs. It was just different. I just wanted to do something different. Honestly, it was something that I always wanted to do because I was curious. And it was a very classy show. It was very entertaining. I had a lot of fun. And it was just me. I stepped out of those boundaries for myself thinking, I can't go to that. I can't go by myself. People, nope. It was such a memorable moment for me, guys. I'm so glad that I did it. And I have the picture to prove it. And it's one of the most amazing things that I did, especially when this was after my divorce, okay? So if you're afraid of doing things on your own, don't be afraid of doing that. Again, get creative. And if somebody's keeping you from doing the things that you love, that you really want to do, you really need to say something about that. Be clear about what it is that you want. And address things right away. When they surface in your gut, address them. You have to communicate your true feelings and your true needs and your wants. And what you prefer. Okay? Some of you need a lot more time to yourself. You have every right to do that, Capricorn. Every right. Every right. Go have some fun. Call me up if you want to go to Vegas. I used to go there. What was it? I tried to go there twice a year after I got divorced. And the majority of the times I was by myself. And I haven't been there in a while. It's different now, but I do miss it. And no, it wasn't about the gambling. It's just the city and the lights. You could be up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're doing something, right? There was always something to do. I'm a night person, so that's one of the reasons. Oh, wow. You got the sun. Look at that. Capricorn, it's the best card in the deck. Go have fun. That's it. Go have fun. There's your reading. Have a nice day. I'm just kidding. I hope I illuminated your well-being. So this is illumination, right? Your truth. What is your truth? What is going to bring you happiness? What is going to bring you joy? Be honest with yourself. That's why I talked about my story. I had to be honest with myself. I wanted to go see that female stripper show, and I did. And I'm being very vulnerable with you people here because I am not going to be lying to you people or to myself. I had a wonderful time. It made me very happy. It was like this thing. I stepped out of my comfort zone, especially with going to things by myself. If you could ask my family, I was terrified of even asking for like, of paying for things by myself, of asking for things at a counter by myself. I was terrified, okay? Go have fun. Inner child. Be a child again. This is also creativity, right? Because kids are a lot more creative than most adults. But then again, I'm not saying adults aren't creative, but you get what I'm talking about. Tap into your inner child. Be more playful. Have a lot more fun. Go do things that you've never done before that make you truly happy. You guys have to do what makes you happy here. Vitality. Vibrancy, okay? Solar plexus energy. Look with the sun. Right here. The sun's right there. Go have more fun, Capricorn. Express who you really are. Let your true light shine. And that's stemming from your inner child here. And don't be afraid of what other people are going to think, say, or do. This is your ultimate happiness right here. What makes you blissful? That's what I was talking about. I said, do things that you used to do as a child. Maybe you loved coloring. Okay? Go get some coloring books and some crayons and go color one day. You know what's funny? Because my mom does this from time to time. She had a huge thing as a child with coloring books and coloring. She actually still does that every now and again. I probably have to call my mother and ask her if she's doing that, because maybe that's a message for her too. Okay. You have the stars at the bottom of the deck, another major arcana. These are beautiful energies, guys. Align yourself with what makes you happy. You will feel renewed and rejuvenated when you do this, when you tap into that inner child. There's something needs to be renewed and rejuvenated here in your relationships, your marriage, whatever this is in your life, period. There's a sense of freedom here. Okay? Start having more hope and faith and understanding that things don't have to be mundane, but that's dependent on you going out there and finding your true happiness and tapping into that inner child. The sun and the stars. Maybe some of you like stargazing, and there's something with the stars here, constellations, a planetarium, something like that. Maybe that's what you loved as a child. Museums, I don't know. I'm throwing about a bunch of things out here, Capricorn. Go do more of that. Okay? There's more vitality. You're going to feel so refreshed. And you're going to feel like, oh my God, this weight's going to be lifted off your shoulders. And you're going to feel like, look, you're going to look at the world in a different light. I think I said that. Okay? Go do what lights you up. Go out there. Do things differently. What is it do you need to avoid? Oh gosh, another major arcana. Judgment. And the Eight of Cups. Guys, you keep getting the Eight of Cups in the avoid position. Be honest with yourself. Because you're not. You're being dishonest with yourself and others. You really need to say something to others. Again, those boundaries. You got to express your feelings here. Cups are feelings. You're staying in something for the wrong reasons, and you know it's not bringing you happiness. You have to do something about it. God is telling you to do something, but you're afraid to walk away. You're afraid of leaving the past behind. You're staying in your south node. You're afraid to move out of your comfort zone. It's time for you to move away from that, Capricorn. You know where you are at right now is not making you happy. You're staying in whatever this is, in a job, in a relationship, for the wrong reasons. You guys keep getting this. You're staying in the same city. Maybe you need to move. I think I got that for you guys before. You know that there's some place you want to be, and you're afraid of doing that. Why? When God has been telling you, hey, Capricorn, go and do this. It's for your highest good. Don't worry. What are you afraid of committing to? Why are you faking your happiness? Again, Capricorn, when we live lives in dishonesty and we're not authentic, we're not our authentic selves, we're living a lie, we are going to attract that type of energy into our lives. You actually block a lot of your abundance, a lot more happiness and joy and contentment coming into your life when you are faking your happiness. That does not bring in the energy of the sun, prosperity and new beginnings, a more vital, healthy, vibrant lifestyle. It does not. Some of you are not learning your life's lessons here of setting those boundaries, of doing what makes you happy, okay? Working too hard. Some of you are focusing too much on your job and not focusing on your well-being, okay? And I know that could be a thing for Capricorns. And that's not a judgment here. That's not because the judgment card is here. That I'm not saying anything about that, right? Because again, this is about you becoming the highest version of yourself and you bettering yourself. You got to stop blaming others for things. If you're not happy and you're blaming the job, you're not happy and you're blaming your spouse, you're blaming your significant other, you're blaming somebody. When you point a finger at someone, what's coming back at you? 3 other fingers. You are ultimately responsible for your well-being and your happiness, Capricorn. It's you and not anybody else. If you're not setting those boundaries, if you're not speaking your piece, telling your spouse, you know what? I am going to go have fun with my friends or siblings or this coworker. I'm going to go take a mini vacation. I'm going to have a spa day. You are going to watch the kids for once. That's for somebody specific here. You are interfering with me dealing with some creative project. I'm tired of you coming here messing things up. You cannot come here anymore, or something like that. It's different for everybody. You guys are repeating the same cycles here. God is telling you, hey, Capricorn, stop doing this. Stop faking your happiness. Stop lying to yourself and to others. Stop staying in these situations for the wrong reasons. Start committing to yourself, Capricorn. I'm getting all preachy here because I'm very passionate about this, guys. Because look, I love you guys to death, but this keeps showing up. It's been months. I don't think it's been every day, but it keeps showing up, okay? You cannot do that anymore. God has so many amazing things for you. You have the freaking Sun card in your reading, but you are blocking it by being in this 8 of Cups energy. You're afraid to walk away. Stop with the fear. Look, another 8. You're blocking your abundance. 8s are about abundance here. Some of you are putting too much effort and hard work into a job. You're workaholics. And yes, Capricorn, that tends to be part of you, but that doesn't mean that makes you who you are. Just because you're a Cap does not mean that you are bound to being those hard workers and overworking yourselves. No, that's part of your lesson in life, to find a balance, a work-life balance. There is no work-life balance here for you, for some of you, not all of you. Remember, it's the collective reading, okay? But you have to be honest with yourself. What is causing you to put so much time and effort into your job? What are you afraid of? Not having money? You're afraid of leaving this job because you're afraid of what people are going to say because you're making a lot of money? It could be a lot of things. Let go of those fears. You have to face those fears. I'm seeing Scorpio energy with this. There's also a lack of commitment. This is afraid of committing to doing something that you love. Why? If you think it's not going to bring you money, boy, are you not going down the path to your destiny. God gave you some creative talents here. He gave you something that you're very good at. Okay? You need to start doing more of that. And stick to it. Don't get complacent. Don't be sitting behind and be like, oh, well, you know what? Well, I can't really do that. You say you can't. Can't is not a word. It should not be a word in your vocabulary. It should not. Okay? It really shouldn't. You need to start committing yourselves to things that make you happy. And if you have no work-life balance, that makes you a dull person. and it affects your health. It affects your mental state, your physical state, your emotional state. It affects your relationships with your kids, with a spouse, with your friends, with other people. You start to get rigid and you start to get controlling, right? And then what happens? Your life ends up being lived like as though you were a robot, Capricorn. You're not a robot. Life was meant to be enjoyed. I talked about this already. We were not designed to work 60-hour weeks. We were not designed to be in a very boring relationship, a very boring job, or a hardworking job, or whatever this is, where there's no creativity in there at all. Maybe some of you are dealing with a job that deals with finances or banking, or I'm hearing fidelity. Real estate. Do you have any sort of creative freedom in that job, Capricorn? Ask yourself honestly. You just said no. Because that's the truth. This is the truth right in your face. This is the light of God. God has been telling you the truth, and some of you are ignoring that truth because you're not listening. You're not waking up to that call, the message that God's telling you to get out of whatever it is that you're in. To free yourself. This is liberation. All right? You're afraid of being judged when you walk away from what is not making you happy. You follow what your path of truth is, not somebody else's. Do not get hung up on people judging you, and do not judge yourself for making the right choice for yourself, for what your truth is. Okay? And some of you have to really really be honest with yourselves. And if you, there's for some people, if you were in a job where there's something about real estate or finances or banking or something like that, something with money, you're dealing with money in this job, and it's making you a lot of money, but there's no creative freedom whatsoever. And maybe people are telling you to do all of these things, and they're not delegating the tasks to other people, and they're causing you to be overworked. And it's causing you, for some of you, it's changing your demeanor. Some of you are really stressed out. You're barking at people. Okay, this is not for everybody. This is for some people. What type of life is that, Capricorn? Again, your health already might be affected. You are responsible for that. It's not the job. It's not somebody who's not putting their weight in a marriage or a family or a relationship. It's not your kids. It's not your friends. It's not family. Who's keeping you from your happiness? It is you and you alone. God really wants you to wake up to that truth. Some of you are having a hard time facing that right now as I talk about it. But again, it's your prerogative. You were led here for a reason. You've been given the guidance. But some of you are still having a hard time with that guidance. That's okay. It happened to me. God kept telling me the truth, and I kept ignoring it until I got smacked in the face, not literally. I had a massive tower moment, and I finally woke up. And my life has never been the same since. And now I understand what God was trying to get me to see, because I'm living my best life. And I know this is not the end for me yet. I am being set up to see if I'm going to be prepared for what is coming. And I know what is coming is going to be big. And it's going to be like that for a lot of us who are in the same situation as I am. I stopped blocking my abundance. I stopped blocking the miracles and gifts that God has waiting for me. And I know that they're coming. That's what God has for you with this Sun card. But you guys are blocking it by being in this. You need to walk away from what doesn't serve you. For some of you, it is a job. God has so many more wonderful things for you, Capricorn. You just don't know. And you're thinking, is that even possible? But through God, all things are possible. And you know why we don't see other people doing it? Do you see anybody else stepping out of their comfort zone? Do you see anybody else following their dreams, their goals, their aspirations? Not many people, do you? The people who are more well-to-do are usually the people who end up having that type of luxurious lifestyle, if that's what you want. Rhodonite, find a way to forgive. Oh, we've got forgiveness coming up. Look how amazing Spirit is. Carnelian, find your creativity. They never cease to amaze me with these messages. They really don't. Rhodonite, not rhodochrosite. Find a way to forgive. There is freedom in forgiveness. It's natural to react when others hurt or betray us, but if you can move past the first layers of blame, resentment, anger, disappointment, or frustration, you can free yourself from this negativity and toxicity. When you are able to forgive, you empower yourself rather than letting your emotions have power over you. Forgiving someone, however, doesn't mean that you condone what they have done. It simply allows you to release your ties to that experience so you can move on. At its core, all forgiveness is self-serving. Are you holding any grudges or holding on to resentment or anger towards someone in your life? What would it feel like to forgive? Your affirmation is, forgiveness starts with me. Today, choose one person, yourself or another, and start moving towards forgiveness. Spirit said, Jess, you forgot something. When I talked about stop blaming other people for not living the life that you want, and I said you're responsible, judgment is about forgiveness too. Some of you are having a hard time forgiving yourselves, other people. You're blaming somebody else for not your lack of happiness. Some of you, not all of you. Forgive. This enables you to move on. When you hold grudges and have anger and resentment, you're allowing the devil energies, the dark forces, to control you. You give power to the devil. So what is it going to be? You give power to the devil, or you give power to God. Forgiveness is about tolerance and acceptance. Again, it doesn't mean that they win. It doesn't mean you condone what they did. It doesn't mean that what they did, that you're not saying that what they did was right. That's what a lot of people get. There's this misconception about forgiveness. That's not what it means. I mean, for crying out loud, Jesus Christ forgave Judas, okay? And I don't think anybody here is being sent to be crucified. So if Jesus Christ can forgive the person who ended up causing him to be crucified, it's like we all have that within us because we are God within, and God forgives us too. We're not saints. Let it go. Let it go. There's something about ego here. Your pride is kicking in. You got to swallow the pride, Capricorn. Forgiveness will bring you peace. You've been wanting peace? This is one of the first things to get you there. We can't criticize or judge other people. We don't know what they're going through. We don't know exactly what happened in their childhood or their past lives or whatever this is. You can't judge yourself either. And there's no judgments here. Only God can do that. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself to live a life that you really are not happy with. And forgive the other people too. But remember, you are ultimately responsible for your happiness. for your reality. The anger and resentment, it will never bring you peace. It will never bring you peace. And you will never be able to move on. And when you can't move on from the past, then how are you going to have space for the future to come in? How are you going to have space for what the energy of the sun brings? Abundance, prosperity, new beginnings, a completely new, vibrant, vital, beautiful life. This cannot come in if you cannot let go of the past. Okay? That's just how it works. I'll say it again. Jesus Christ was able to forgive Judas. And see, people were like, oh, well, I'm not Jesus. Well, you know, why did Jesus even come here in the first place? That's what one of his teachings was. And he went through what he did to be an example as to what humanity is capable of doing. Because whatever somebody did to you, it has nothing to do with you. Okay? Let it go. Walk away. Walk away. God handles all that. You're trying to seek justice, God handles the Justice Department. God knows what was done. But God is also telling you, hey, Capricorn, leave this alone. I will take care of this. If you have a hard time forgiving, ask God to help you to do it. Okay. For me, I would not be living the life that I'm living right now. I mean, I talk about this often. It's been happening more in my readings. The amount of peace that I have in my life, it's still a little bit unfathomable to me. But that's because not only was I able to fully do this, and forgiving myself too, and praying to God about it, but I was able to really tap more into this and find my own happiness, my own sun, and setting boundaries. And when I talk about sun, I'm talking about my SON 2, where I have downtime for me and I have time for him. I set those boundaries. And my son's excellent because he knows, okay, I'll let mom do her work. I'll let mom take her sea salt bath. And then my son and I do things together, and he does his thing and I do mine. He's happy and I'm happy. Okay. So you guys are gonna, for those who have a hard time forgiving, God wants amazing things to come into your life, more abundance. You're blocking that abundance from coming in when you can't forgive. Forgiveness is the gateway to having everything. And that means clearing your heart chakra. Feed your creativity. Your creative side is calling to you. Rather than waiting for inspiration to strike, be your own creative muse. Choose an activity that taps into your imagination. Allow yourself to get messy and create freely. Silence your inner critic and let go of any expectations about what this process should look like. It's not about making a perfect masterpiece. It's about exploring your personal journey and letting your imagination run free. What sparks your creative side? Is there anything holding you back from letting your creativity run wild? What do you want to create? I am imaginative and create freely. Today, start one new creative project or restart one you abandoned. All right, Cappies. Let's see what the full moon in Leo is bringing you. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Sirians. What is the full moon in Leo bringing Capricorn? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. But you know what I'm getting from this? Because I'm going to read it because this is about balance. And something about negotiating in relationships. Communication is key. See, new moon in Gemini. Again, communication. Bottom of the deck, balance again. Balance spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. We have 2 new moons here. New beginnings, right? The new beginning with the sun. New moon in Libra. Give and take could well be the answer to whatever dilemma you're asking about. See? Compromise may be called for. It's time to start negotiating, even renegotiating. When the new moon in Libra comes up, there's a restart for you and for someone else. A new relationship could be beginning, and if that's the case, the chances are this will be a healthy and well-balanced connection. And anything you do after pulling this card, doing it in pairs is advised, such as teaming up with someone in your business or in your personal life. Libra is a sign of relating, and this card suggests that whoever's at the heart of the issue you're addressing is someone who will be open to talking things through. Avoid being selfish. It won't get you anywhere at this time. Reach out to someone and let them know you care. Feel more, think less. Marriage or engagement is on the cards. A legal matter will go your way. Pay some attention to your appearance, but don't be all about appearances. Libra is a sign of love and harmony, negotiation, and relationships. It is harmonious, kind, and luxurious, and always aiming for balance. So when we have the new moon in Libra, or at any time you draw this card, there's a restart possible for anything and everything connected to partnerships, negotiations, appearances, and justice. Remember that Libra is depicted by a set of scales. This energy wants to bring things back to equilibrium. See, that's probably why I talked about justice. And yeah, maybe judgment, maybe there's something going on legally for somebody here. Hold on. New moon in Gemini. A successful relationship usually comes down to one thing: communication. And the new moon in Gemini card is all about the start of a new cycle for communicating with the person at the center of your question. Talking things through is the answer to whatever it is you're asking about. If you can't talk to that person, you can journal about it to yourself. Emails, text messages, and all other forms of communication will also help you now. If the issue you're asking about concerns a sibling or neighbor, there is a new start coming, a time to wipe the slate clean and start over. I was picking up on sibling energy. This card could also suggest you've been too frivolous lately and need to get grounded again. But most importantly, drawing this card emphasizes the need to communicate. Write a list of all the people you love most and see if you're prioritizing them. Time to tell someone how you feel. Don't be all in your head and not in your heart. Someone is flirting with you. Read more books. Gemini is the sign of communication and socializing of ideas and travel, and the energy around it and around this card is speedy, gossipy, and flirtatious. The new moon in Gemini is a wonderful time to get out and socialize. Gemini loves a chat. One thing to be aware of is that this card can also indicate being mentally scattered. Daily meditations will help to unscramble crossed wires in your brain. Full moon in Pisces. Have you been so head in the clouds that you've lost touch with reality? If so, take this card as a sign that you need to pay attention and make a concerted effort to move towards your goals. The more practical steps you can take, the better. It's time to find an inner balance between your responsibilities and your dreams. Meditate on your question, and the solutions to your issue may now come through very clearly. If you're in a lucky situation because you've been acting the martyr, this card will be a message from the cosmos to drop the act for everyone's sake. Meditate every day and see what comes to you. Answers will come. You're in a super romantic but not super realistic state. Follow your intuition. It won't let you down. At worst, this card can herald the end of a dream. The person you're inquiring about is a soulmate. Avoid substance abuse. Full moon in Pisces symbolically marks endings. When the moon is full in Pisces, or whenever you pull this card, it's time to dive deep into your emotions. Practicality is at odds with the numinous Piscean energies that have no borders, so feel your way now. Psychic abilities heightened with the full moon in Pisces, and soulmates now connect. It's also a time to send out your dreams to the universe, releasing your fears. I was talking about the fears. Release the fears. There's a lot there. Spirit guides. Maybe you're dealing with a Gemini or a Libra. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian, Sirians. Hold on a second. They want me to take the cards that fell on the floor. When you, my cat's here is there. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. There could be something about money with that. Look, new beginning again. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. Power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. I'm getting, it might be, because could be a message from your person, but this is a message God is telling me. It's coming from God himself. Embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. Romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. Maybe some of you need more romance in your connection, if you're in a connection relationship. Surrender. At times, we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go, and all will work out. What was I saying? What was I saying? Bottom of the deck is sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. All right, Cappies. If you would like a personal reading with me or a coaching session, please check out the description box below for information on that. I do have direct links to some of those things, or hop on over to CapellaWellness.com. Check out my service suite there. If you are a light counterpart, I have twin flame stuff. I have readings for those. I do coaching for twins as well. The light counterpart readings categories where you would look if you want specific readings for your connection. If you want other readings, go to the personalized readings category of my website. My class that I'm holding, Reintegrating the Divine Feminine, that's going to help you really tap into your feminine power so that you can actually step into your true potential, your unlimited potential, so that you can ultimately fulfill your true destiny. And when you do that, you will attract the divine masculine, the harmonious relationship, the person who's meant for you, where you're going to be spiritually compatible and who you will have this amazing sexual union with, okay? More information about that class is in the description box below, or if you hop on over to CapellaWellness.com, if you go to the coaching section, I have all of the listings for my different classes there. They're going to be held at 2 p.m. on Sundays, okay? The dates are in the description box. If you have any questions about that class or about this reading or about anything else in general, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is in the description box below. Or if you go to CapellaWellness.com, there's plenty of other places for you to contact me, okay? All right, Capricorn, that concludes your weekly reading. Thank you so very much for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and for illuminating the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. I wish you the best today and always. I send you so, so much love, and I hope I illuminated your well-being today. Again, this is Jess from Capella Wellness, starring out.